Hey folks, welcome back to Carl's Place. I'm Carl, and today what I'm going to do for you is another appetizer, and I call them festival pinwheels. They are crunchy and gooey and savory and delicious. I've been making these for over 30 years, and every time I bring them somewhere, they fall into them. So I'm going to show you how to make those today. And they are made from crunchy vegetables, tortillas, and then a savory spread that we're going to make. Now the vegetables, I usually stay away from water-based vegetables like tomatoes and cucumbers because they they just kind of absorb into the tortilla and they make a mess. And there's nothing worse than an overly moist tortilla. So we'll stay away from those and we'll go with the crunchy vegetables. I use peppers, um, yellow pepper, red pepper to give it color because it's a festival pinwheel, so you want it to be colorful. Black olives, scallions, and celery. So and actually, normally these are made with tortillas, large tortillas. You can't really make make them with the small tortillas. So I used the large tortillas. Unfortunately, what happened was that I went to two different grocery stores and neither one had the large tortillas. So today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying lavish bread, which is technically Armenian flatbread. It's not a tortilla, but for some reason it looks more like a tortilla than it does a flatbread. So I'm going to use those today, give those a try. I think it'll be fine. So let's start our prep. All right, now for the savory dip, all you're going to need is 8 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. Now it doesn't have to be room temperature, but it's easier to mix. So I always let it sit out and come to room temperature so it's a little softer. And 1 package of dried ranch dressing. Then I'm going to mix that up, and that is it for the. So let's get started. Throw that in there. Let's get the cream cheese started for us. Got my handy mixer. I do have a food processor, but for something small like this, I just use a hand mixer. So let's go ahead and get this started. Get it creamy. Oops. Okay. Now I usually add the seasoning and scrape down the bowl a bit. Let it get all in there. That is it. Scrape down the sides. Make sure you get all of it. Mixer out of the way. And there you have it. It's pretty thick, but it is so savory. Okay, I'm going to put that aside now and get our vegetables prepped. All right, now for today, as usual, I'm going to make 2 of these. So I'm not going to prep a lot of vegetables. It's just enough to give you an idea of what they look like, how to make them, because I can't eat all of them alone. So the thing to remember with the vegetables is that they have to be really small because you're going to be spreading these over the tortillas and you don't want gigantic chunks. So get your celery really thin. So that's about good. Take one celery stalk and slice it up into 6, and then really small chop from there. See, really tiny. Now the yellow pepper, same thing. You want very thin slices. Okay, now red pepper. I'm going to actually cut the ends off so it makes it a little easier to cut. You can cut those up separate. Okay, next are the scallions. And just like the celery, you want to get this nice and thin. So if you can get it into fours, that would be great. Just don't cut yourself. Actually, I think just in half of that one is good. This one's a little thicker. So I'm going to go down one more time, down the center. Okay, now the last thing we want to do is the olives. Now, whoops. Now I usually get the pre-sliced. Yummy. So it kind of cuts down on the chopping time. So you just have to chop it up small. Okay, let's go ahead and start assembling. So you want to get one of your normally tortillas. Like I said, this is lavish bread, but it looks just like a tortilla. It smells just like a tortilla, but it's technically a flatbread. It's a lot thinner than you would normally see in a flatbread, so I think that's why this should work. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, tastes like a tortilla to me. Now, if you do get the opportunity to make them with tortillas, you can use any flavor or all the flavors, and you make it extra festive if they're all different colors. So that's a good idea. Now, the the savory spread should have enough for probably 4 large tortillas. So I'm just going to do 2 today, like I said. So you want to get a good glob on there, and you want to spread it out all the way to the edges, especially up here because that's where it's going to kind of glue. And you want to get it thin, but not too thin because you want every bite to have some of this in it. And just be careful, you don't want to tear your tortilla or your lavish bread. And it could be a little messy, so it could be fun. Do a little bit more on there. All the way to the edges. Okay, that's good. I hope you can see that. It's still very thin, but completely covered. Let me get a towel here. Okay, now you just want to lightly coat them with each vegetable. I'm going to start with the red peppers. Just kind of sprinkle it around. You don't want to put too many because remember you have quite a few vegetables put on here, but you want it to be covered enough so that every bite has a splash of color. So you got your red pepper, yellow pepper, celery, If anyone's wondering, yes, I do wash my hands. So you want to kind of push it in there a little bit. Get your scallion. Don't put too much scallion because you don't want it to be overpowered with onions. So lightly in there. Then your black olives. And that really makes the other colors pop. Okay. All right. Now you want to kind of leave the top section here a little bit free because that's, like I said, it's going to be a gluing area. So, okay. Let me clean my hands. All right, now you just go ahead and roll it up like you would um, um, a wrap sandwich, which I'm not very good at, but I do my best. You want to get it kind of tight and fold the side in a little bit. This is where I fail. I always mess this up, but try my best. Okay, not bad. Kind of stuff that in there. And there you go. Okay, one down. And basically it just looks like a stuffed tortilla. I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to do another one. Let me clean this up a little bit. Okay. Grab another lavish bread. I think it's called lavish. I looked it up. That's what they said. So I'm saying lavish. It could be lavish. I'm not sure. But it's delicious. So that's what I want. Okay. That's it. So we have the two giant stuffed tortillas or lavish bread. And now what you want to do is you want to put them in the fridge for a little bit, maybe an hour or so, at the minimum, to let the cream cheese reset up so it's easier to slice. So I'm going to put these in the fridge and we'll come back and we'll slice them up and taste them. Okay, so we're back. The festival pinwheels have set up. Now we're going to slice them up and put them on a nice serving tray. This is my solid silver serving tray that I got at the dollar store. And I usually use a really good serrated knife for cutting these because it cuts through the vegetables easier and you get a nice clean slice. So let's go ahead and slice them. You want to remove the end because that's all folded. So, okay. You can eat that if you want. And just gently cut through. See? That is the pinwheel. And you want to just go down the slice. So you want to cut them probably about a 1/2 inch. Okay. And then you have your festival pinwheels. So let's go ahead and taste these buggers. Okay, the festival pinwheels are done. We have our lovely dollar store platter full of them. So let's go ahead and give them a taste. Look at that. Nice and colorful. Yes. Mm. Oh yeah. Mm. The lima spread works really well. Really no different than a tortilla. Actually, I think it adds a little extra saltiness, so that's really good. Let's have another one. Mm. Savory, crunchy, gooey, a little chewy with the lima spread. Mm. So good. So I hope you give this a try. If you do, please let me know. Make comments in the description below. Well, not in the description, in the comments. So that's where they belong. um, yeah, and if you have any other suggestions on something you want to see me do or try, let me know, and I'll look into it and see what I can do. So that's it for today. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.